I spent the revenue of Shipixon to buy the strawberries.
I think marketing is so much fun. It gives you ability to be creative with what you have.
B2B sales hits different.
Test your apps, provide high quality, be fair to your clients.
Testing kind of faded away since I started using Sentry because I know I will get an email when something goes wrong. What would be Sandra's version of 1 million?
Yeah, a farm immediately. Few goats, 2-3 chicken, brought few people with me, enjoy a life.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Dan. Is there something different this lovely morning when you're looking at me? And it's not my hair because I just washed it?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Sandra. Did you get new glasses?
Like behind me? Look at this. Look at this. What is this, Dad? Can you hear me? For all the people that said, we can't hear you, Sandra. Your mic is bad. Look at me
Put your
now.
mic in your mouth. Well, I'm
Yeah.
very happy for you today.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
sound great. You sound great.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how I sound. I just want to have this mic in front of me for everyone to see.
Is it even plugged in or it's just a
I
prop?
have no idea at this point.
Oh,
have
man.
no
Well, besides the mic, we have a great show for you today. We're going to talk about B2B sales and B2C sales, testing your apps, how to make $1 million in what is it? 5, 6 months, 7 months with your apps. And then we're gonna try out a new app. It's a surprise. I think it's gonna be one of the best apps I've used in my life. That's my expectation.
Oh, nice.
And I've just waited for the show to try it. So I've deliberately avoided it. I know what it is overall, but I haven't tried it at all. And I want to try it on the show and be completely mind blown.
Yeah, I broke that rule. I couldn't wait. I've tried it myself and I loved it, but I can't
No
wait
spoilers.
to see. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't tell me these things. Now I have to tell everything to everyone. But I can't wait for you to try it, actually.
Can we, should we just say it? No, we cannot say what it is because then people will check it. So you'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
spoilers. All right, let's jump into it. Are you ready? B2B sales hits different. Sales Daniel Nguyen just sold a team license, 20 seats, no calls, no paperwork, 100% inbound. I started adding more features for teams and it seems to work. Isn't that a nice recipe? 1,280 buckaroonies in the bank.
Oh, Dan.
Team features. I wonder what that is. I wonder if Daniel says some features are needed, collaboration, admin functionalities. Sales and marketing are way more important. Yes. So what do you think are like super important team features that you need to have?
A really nice link for the person to pay for the whole team. Generate link immediately. That's a nice feature.
Select the number of seats.
Yeah, but I think all the admin controls, smooth onboarding for the teams, depending on the product. Which product is Daniel talking about?
It's Bolt AI. Yeah, I know it by the logo. No, it's he doesn't have Bolt AI, the domain, of course. That would be good morning. It's boltai.com, which is also, as far as domains go, it's a pretty good domain. So Bolt AI, fast and powerful AI client for Mac. So I'm using this. It's a super cool system extension. So it's kind of a new twist on AI integrations. Instead of having a separate app, it works inside certain apps, just, in pretty much the stuff that you use daily. So you could use it directly in your text editor if you're coding, and you could just put Bolt AI, or in your notes. Yeah, there it is. Like, it works across different apps. So kind of a different twist, because then you don't need to have a new place to go. You could just use it where you are already. So anyway.
Do you think Daniel used the same landing page to reach out for the companies?
Teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question.
But this is a great example. Last week we mentioned this super simple product, and then from there, super simple product that you can target individuals, but in the same time adding certain features, and you can sell it to teams without actually thinking about building a product for the companies.
Yeah, I don't think he had this. He's doing it the other way around. He was
inspired by last week's show, actually.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. He watched the show and he thought, how do I get into B2B? Yeah.
You're welcome, Daniel. The cut goes for us as well, I guess.
Yeah. But it sounds like he's not ready with it. So he probably got the business client first. And then he got some requirements, and now he's implementing the requirement. It has like halfway there type of requirements, which is also a nice approach. Like you don't need to have it. You can also sometimes promise that you'll have it.
Yeah. And they still pay.
Yeah. You think you need a sales team to do this? How do you get these customers?
I don't think so. Daniel said no calls, no paperwork, no nothing.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to have a team, but nice connections would be nice, for sure.
Let's jump into the next one. This is pretty good. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
You are not. You are not ready for this one.
Test your apps, provide high quality, be fair to your clients. Mark, you're selling a software, but don't test it. You propagate to stop writing tests, just build and sell. Let's find out how good your software is. I think you need to continue from here.
Do I though? Do I? Premium plan for free. Yeah. Some small issue. 240 million. Okay. Small thing. Wait, is that it? Oh, I thought it was going to be a lot more. It's just two things. Wait.
Great job, Mark, I would say.
2 bugs. That's like pretty nice. Okay. What do you think about testing?
You should definitely test before and see if it's working or not. I got frustrated for a few times when someone pushed something and you see a bug later on, and then you report that, and then it's all over again. But if you are looking at our community, it's a little bit different. Like, I don't think you should spend so much time and effort on that if you are building to learn and see and validate the idea, at least.
Yeah, I think it's important to separate the two. There's automated testing, software testing, and that's one side of it. I'm not sure what he's referring to here. And then there is actually testing by doing manual actions. So smoke testing and clicking around in the app and seeing that it works. And I'm pretty sure Mark does click around and see if it works. And of course, you can miss stuff. It's probably the automated testing that's completely missing. I think this is a tool. So if you're building a business and the tests help you either keep clients or bring new clients, or the quality of your app is something that is perhaps a moat for your business, that we're really high quality and it's a really polished app, then that could be
a selling point as well.
Yeah. But if you're selling it just fine and people know that this product, they have the expectation that this product is not as polished, and that's okay. They go into it because Mark is not selling a perfect technology. He's selling a way to ship things faster. It's in the name, right? Then you don't have the expectations that they'll be perfect. Then it's fine to not test. So it's always, it's not that black and white, to be honest. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think it makes sense for Mark to do it at all. And I have a counter argument for it.
Brilliant, Dan. Brilliant. Yeah, Mark just made $1 million. It took 7 years, 2 burnouts, and 1 depression. Hard work. Thanks, JavaScript, and thanks, wife. Congrats. Also, did you see the whole process of him waiting to cross that 1 million?
Yeah, he built this what you call it, the device here. He kind of hacked it himself. Yeah.
And it was next to his bed. Mark, honestly, I would do the same thing. I would sleep with it.
So he has some notes. About 90% of the profit went to taxes, and then his newsletter. And what's next? 1 million on YouTube. 1 million subscribers, I suppose. This is freaking cool. I've seen this thing last week where someone said, I'm scrolling around Twitter X and I'm seeing these and I'm feeling like a failure. Like, this is super common to see. And it's always, it's a lot of feelings when you see this. Like, personally, I'm super happy for Mark, and I think he's inspiring a lot of people to build. His story is powerful. His personality is powerful and still relatable. Like, he made 1 million, but he seems approachable, down to earth.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm rooting for Mark. He could have, made this money and turned into a jerk easily, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it just goes to show he's a very nice guy.
I wish I make 1 million and then we can test my personality.
What would you do? Would you donate to charity? What would be Sandra's version of 1 million?
I think I would just continue doing whatever I was doing a day before. I would probably give some money. I feel like everyone would say the same thing. I would give it to charity, but you do.
Would you buy something? Like something that you
Yeah, a farm immediately. Few goats, 2-3 chicken, brought few people with me, enjoy a life, and it would probably get bored after like 6 months. And I would be back in Finland, complaining about snow and just doing the show. That would be about it. I would probably have few conversations with John about indie village. Invited him to see my farm. He would probably say it's not big enough. But that would be about, yeah. What about you?
Would you invest in some indie makers?
Oh, for sure. For sure. And then I would have like weekly calls with them every Friday we would jump on a call and they would have to give me these charts and how much marketing they did this week. And maybe I could do marketing. I don't know.
Would you still do marketing?
Oh, for sure. I love marketing. I don't know what's the deal with people and marketing. I think marketing is so much fun.
Oh yeah,
like,
I love it. It's my favorite.
Yeah. But it gives you ability to be creative with what you have, I think so. And I think the most annoying part with marketing, at least, is that a lot of people are expecting whatever they do, they will see immediate results. And it's not like that. Usually it's quite boring, repetitive tasks that you do daily. But that day, when the spike goes up, that's the best feeling ever.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. The reward is there, but I think to my brain, the reward sometimes it's delayed by a lot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it depends on the type of marketing, of course. Not if you send a email, kind of get the reward in the next few hours or maybe a day. But if you do a blog post that you really work on, do SEO or whatever, and then it's gonna be weeks, or it depends.
Yeah.
My brain is ruined this way. I think by social media, first of all, because you get these notifications, these likes, these lemon squeezy emails and everything, and you're looking for really quick wins to feed your broken brain with dopamine. Yeah. So,
but maybe, like when you code something and when you're working on the code, you can see immediately changes.
Exactly. That's
so
also there.
Your way of thinking is totally different than what needs to be in marketing, I think. And, like, it's interesting because you code something, you build something, in your head, you have idea what it is, but when you have to move that into the words and like move that to the world is totally different, because not many people have the same idea what you have. And then finding that real way or approach is hard.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
How do you change your brain? Because this is exactly it. You hit it, like it's really, it hits some personal note to me. When I code, especially because I like front end and design, I look for the reward immediately. I literally have the instant preview. When I save that file, I see the result, and my brain's looking for this like all day. That's how, if I have a task that's a bit that requires thinking, so a backend task or some sort of server thing, I struggle to approach that task because I know I don't have a reward, and I need to find some sort of small steps to go through. It just my brain's broken. Help me.
Well, you're lucky enough. You have me in your life to remind you.
Tell me about it.
But I think it's like a lot of people have the same problem. I mean, I have the same problem too. Like, you want to speed up things. You want to see results immediately. You want to have that joy and rush. But once you go through the process of doing something and you are quite clear in your head that it will take time, and then when you see results, like, you need to experience it first in order for the second time to know that it takes time, and, you know, there is a certain structure in that. And I know that usually people think that marketing is something like creative, but it's actually not so much. There are few moments where you can be creative, but then you just reuse that same content over and over again. So
yeah, but that's also in development, that once you do a lot of development, you will have parts that you've done in the past that you can reuse. So that makes sense. That's the same. And also, not all development you can do that quick. So there are parts that you actually need to sit down and think. So maybe there is a good parallel. It's just that the latest months with social media and this instant gratification has further made this worse. So
yeah, but that's not healthy at all.
It's
not matter anymore. Like, are we waiting for marketing to work or the product? But like, that idea that you need a constant rush or comparing yourself to others that are going through the process is very hard.
It's a big problem. Yeah. And how would you not? Because that's what you see people that are successful do. They are active on social media. They post. Also thinking about these posts. You know how it changes your everyday life if you're really into it. That in the moment, instead of enjoying, let's say there's something funny happening, you're on the street, the first thought you get is, I could post this on social media, not to enjoy the moment. Have you experienced this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just as broken. Then I'm fine.
Yeah. I mean, we came to realization that we need a psychologist on this show, maybe on a weekly basis. Like, we talked about this a year ago. Nothing
Should we just have a segment where we go for the therapy session?
Yeah.
We bring in.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're just finishing university. You're going to be a therapist, and you're a little bit on social media, and you come across this build in public movement.
Oh my God, money.
And you create a TAS. You know what the TAS is? I just came up with it. Therapy as a service, obviously.
Oh my God.
And you pay a subscription, and listen, you can call the therapist as much as you want.
I have
any amount of time on the subscription.
a lifetime deal, even better.
Yeah. You can do a lifetime deal too. Wait, did Daniel Vassal do lifetime deal or subscription?
Yes, it was a lifetime deal.
Yeah. So if you're a really good therapist, that's gonna be fine, because in 3 months' time, you've fixed it. You're like, okay, you're good. Next
Next one,
person.
please.
If you're bad, you might struggle for 10 years to get that person out of a sticky situation.
I hope, yeah. Then monthly is much better option, I guess. So for the therapy, at least. But I had a similar idea. I wanted to do some, because in Finland it's very, very expensive to have a therapist. I guess in Denmark is probably something similar. So I had this idea to.
Well, the state can't pay for it if it's
yeah.
something that affects your work or your
That's true also for here. But if you just want to work on yourself in the sense that, I don't know, I have a problem with saying no, and then you say yes to many things, and then you find yourself in a wrong situation. But I had an idea where
that's oddly specific that you say that, Sandra.
Well, we all have our own issues then where we need to work on them. So
probably I thought you don't, but it's obvious to me
I'm
that
perfect.
you do.
But there are many regulations. Actually, I wanted to connect like people from other countries and therapists from like I'm just gonna ignore it. So I wanted to connect therapists from, I don't know, different countries with Finland, blah blah blah. But too many regulations. Will you explain to us why are you eating strawberries? I guess those are imported ones.
Excuse me?
Please
go on.
From where?
I'm not eating any strawberries.
But yeah, too many regulations to make therapy cheap in Nordic.
I agree.
I haven't, like, in the past few days, I don't know why, but I really want to
eat strawberries.
Yeah, but I want to buy them, like, I want strawberries produced in Finland, not some imported strawberries with no taste or anything like that.
These are Danish made. It's on the box.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. So tell me why you want to get the Finnish ones, and I'll show you something cool.
Because Europe is so good. The taste of European strawberries cannot be compared with the taste of US strawberries.
Look. It has tiny Danish flags on it.
Come on.
And there's a stamp that says, "We are Danish strawberries." And then on the other side, there's more flags. And then
you really can't miss that they are produced in Denmark.
It says that they are not only produced, but also packaged. And you could see that this package is biodegradable, so it doesn't impact the environment. There is a downside to it. I spent the revenue of Shipixen to buy the strawberries.
It's so true. It's so expensive. It's stupidly expensive.
Yeah, but they're hand-picked by a very well-paid, health-insured person that has all the necessary equipment and really likes the strawberries and their job and their life overall.
Yeah, that's when I go, I finish with work and I walk home and I see students and I think to myself, you know what, you students, you are here because of my taxes. Walk into metro, again, clean metro. Unbelievable.
I think the notion of let's gloss over that. Hackers will I just had my brain couldn't. I'm sorry.
Also, maybe we should add why we are talking about strawberries, at least in comments. I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
People can ask us why. I mean, they could just DM me. No, yeah. Okay. Max Blade, I think the notion of indie hackers will just build it themselves is bullshit. Was going to waste 5 hours building a tool to collect feature suggestions to Desktop. But then I remembered my internet homie, Marc Lou, who already did it. Insighto was painless and simple. We'll add a link to this on the desktop landing page. I'm also using Senja for reviews and saved 5 hours on it and so on and so forth. Yeah, this is to feeding into the B2B versus B2C, and are you selling to companies or to people like Max here?
Mm.
And I think there are a lot of people like Max that realize that time is their most valuable resource, and if they can spend $10 to get 5 hours of their time, it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. And I think also one good thing to mention is that you don't have to build everything yourself. You can collect pieces to do so. And it's also like one way of collaboration between indie makers. So also that competitive idea goes away as well if you know that you can kind of like work together and put these products together. But one more thing I'm a little bit annoyed is that when we are talking about B2B, we are still selling to people. It's just, yeah.
What is a company? There's still a person that you talk to.
Exactly. You can sell your products to one person in that company. It's just the difference that the boss is paying the bill, not that person.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah. There are
unless it's completely automated and you don't actually talk to a person and you have this really intricate email pipeline where it's just you know these where it seems like there's a human but it's just fully automated. I got a really good one. I got such a good one that I took a screenshot, and the best ones that almost get me, like I put them all to junk, but the one that almost gets me is the one that says, I've checked X or Y thing and it's awesome, it's good, like a big compliment in the beginning, then short, and then being somewhat personal but still professional at the same time. So it's not saying, yo, let's grow your business. It still says something relatable, but doesn't address me as a company, as it addresses me as a person. Those are good. One day I will do one of those.
Yeah, you have already on your to-do list what to do. There is send a bunch of emails that take the emails you like, copy them into Notion, and let's write some emails for Shipix and sell to companies and become this B2B idea. And then we come to the show and then we are like, listen to this. We have cracked the code while eating strawberries. So
I'm not even going to answer. By the way, I don't think I like to-do lists anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I'm over to-do lists. Because what happens is I make a to-do list, I start doing things from the to-do list, I get ideas, and I add more things. Then I think this to-do list is too big. Then I end up making a smaller to-do list just with the things that I focus on right now. And I leave the big to-do list somewhere. And then that small one, I start on it. Same thing happens. That becomes a big to-do list. Then I make another small to-do list. And it kind of starts as one of them is in the text editor. Then I go to Notion. Then I go to Apple Notes. So like I keep moving away from the actual to-do list. And I don't know. I don't get to ever finish a to-do list. I don't know if you have the same.
I think you have, at least in Notion, there is a great option. You can put at which stage the task is currently. Like if it's in progress, then you are only working on that task. If it's a list of like tasks that are not labeled at the moment, they are just standing there and you need to pick them up at some point. But then you choose the task and that task is in the progress. It's not you're not vibing, no? I think at least it helps me. No? Okay, yeah. You don't need to-do lists. It's so
I'm a
privileged
little shit because what I want to do is just decide, you go open the computer and think, what do I want to work on today? What will be fun to do? Oh, let's do that thing. No to-do list, no responsibilities, no things that I have to do. And if I do that, I will run this straight to the ground and never make any revenue ever again. So obviously it's not how things work. I try to find those that have a balance of fun and to do.
What's fun for you then? When you look at the task, what's fun?
Fun usually involves a bit of creative work for me. So it's not that it can be creative marketing wise, it could be creative design wise. What's not fun is when I end up doing repetitive things or when I end up doing whatever defines as manual, clicking around, copy pasting things, going, back and forth. That feels like I'm wasting my time. I'm not creating something. I like to create. And I feel like both marketing, development, and design have those. So in design, when you change something, you might have to go through 5-6 different places and manually do the same task over and over then, or export 6 different things and go and rename them 6 times. Right? Yeah. In development, it can be the same, that you also move something around and then now you have to edit 6 places, and sometimes the text editor does it for you, sometimes AI does it for you, but not always. So you just do the same task over and over again, and you feel like you're at the same point at the end, but you've just spent, 10-15 minutes on this. All right. And in marketing, it's once you get, let's say you're working on a video. Okay. It's just a recent example. I did the video. I'm happy with it. Now I have to edit the video, upload it somewhere, put it on the homepage, tweak the position, write about it, test it with people. But the video is the same, right? So all the stuff that I'm doing around it doesn't change the actual content. Like if the video could magically appear on the site, that would be, yeah. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. Repetitive work is always annoying. There's 2 things that when I see my name on it, I want to close my laptop, go home and sleep. When someone mentions something regarding design, Figma, I can't. Like, I have such a struggle with that. And then in
general.
Yeah. Like, I really have a hard time designing stuff. And I do design for Clue. And it's really, really painful for me. I don't think I'm a good designer at all. I don't think, usually my way of designing things is like I design something and I send it to Alex and then she just throws that thing, whatever I design. And then I allow her to post it on X because then she goes wild and crazy and then I can absorb and copy everything what she said. Or I just let her in my Figma file and then she's annoyed by the things that I've placed and then she makes changes. But design is very hard for me. To make myself go and work there. And then all the administrative work, the accounting and reporting salaries. And
Yeah. That takes the life blood off of me as well. Yeah.
And it's usually like 2-3 days a month where you kind of spend going back and forward. Luckily, I found a really nice accounting company. And I really want to send them flowers and chocolate, but I think that would be just weird. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What? So do they work remotely?
Nice. Yeah, they are, and they are just wonderful people. Like you really, really need to have great accounting. They are your best friends when you start this thing. Because sometimes, first of all, you don't know a bunch of stuff. Like when we started Clue, I took a role of also like admin work. So it would mean like reporting salaries, making sure everyone gets the salary. Sometimes you forget, unfortunately, I had those things. And then people change accounts and then bank statements and all of these. And then your accounting is like, you didn't send, there's a bunch of things missing and receipts and all of these things, and you're like, I'm so sorry, and then they go back and forward. The only issue with this company is like any extra work, they charge you. They send that bill like
per hour or what?
Oh yeah. And you don't know, like, does it take 5 minutes? But usually email comes an hour later. So those type of tasks are quite hard for me to make myself go into that. To-do list doesn't help. It doesn't matter like which color you put there, how cute it is, how many times it reminds you to do it. It's just very hard to get yourself into it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but those are not, they're not things that you do to grow your business, but you do those things to keep your business running. Yeah. That's actually a fair point, that when you have a little bit of a customer base and you start growing, you're going to have a lot more of these, and it makes you move slower. And I wonder, again, back to B2B versus B2C, if it makes any difference. I actually think B2B might be a little bit easier to manage, because instead of having 50 people paying, I don't know how and what, and small invoices here and there, you have one yearly deal where they pay for all the seats, and then that's it. That's a pretty nice advantage.
It does make a life a bit easier, I guess, for sure. But we've talked about this, like, what have you done this week that has a direct impact on product or marketing or, you know, running the business? I caught myself like a few months ago just rolling the ball, like it had no impact. Like you are doing these things because you have to do them, but they don't actually bring anything. So I think that's the worst position to be in. And then when you realize that, you really need to pull yourself from there.
Yeah.
Just don't pay the bills.
Just leave the bills.
Just leave the bills.
Yeah. I have
Someone will send you a reminder. Trust me.
Oh yeah. It's gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
I have a really cool issue that's going on. So I wanted to go to the next topic, which is actually Alex Alizu from Baked. So Alex, your good designer friend that gets you out of the pickles. You want to read this one?
Oh no. Why subscription makes sense. First, quick onboarding. Normally, project takes long time as an agency need to calculate time and effort. People require to the project to name the price. Finding someone to hire in-house is even longer process and quite big investment. You need to think and plan the work for the employee for all at least 6 months. Finding a good person that will match the vibe, has a skill and affordable is very hard. I've added that very. Then onboarding that person is another process. Subscription agencies skip most of these steps and just want to get tasks done. It's easy, affordable, and quick. And time here played the most important role. You can make as many revisions as you want. Freelancer or normal agency can charge extra fee for the revisions. Oh, that's very true. With retainers, you just don't care. You're happy you have work to do. Different designers, we handle requirement process of our team and communication with the client, offering different specialists, brand designers, product designers, framer, etc., all in one price. Scroll down then. Thank you. Posing the subscription, when you are a startup, you don't need full-time employee. You have a work for a month or two, then you want to stop and get back after 2 to 4 months. So posing is a great option, and there's no harsh feeling. Biggest benefit are time and money, that's for sure. Did you try any like subscription-based agencies?
No, I have not. I think I'm not. The fact that I look at design as a creative process that I like doesn't make it that attractive to me. But then I'm the same guy that says time is your most important resource.
Exactly, like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. So I'd be open to try it for sure. But the points that Alex brings, that it's hard to find the person that matches the vibe, that's also true for an agency. So it's, if you get a subscription or a hire or whatever, this chemistry is a hit and miss, and you don't know how it is. I think, of course, if you hire internally or you hire in-house, you will have a longer process because you don't want to mess that up. Because in some countries, if you get that employee and the employee stays for a number of months, it's actually quite hard to fire that employee.
You can't.
In the Nordics, you really can't.
You can, but it's very expensive.
Yeah, it's not the same everywhere. Well, you need to go through a process. You need to give a warning, and you need, like, there's a formal process. You cannot. I don't know what the timing is, but after 6 months, I think it becomes difficult to fire someone, and that's the people that don't like Europe will be in the comments saying like, "Oh my God, what is this?" So on. Yeah, that's to protect people,
and I think it's a good thing.
I think so too. I think it's a good thing, because if you cannot rely on your job being there next week. Like, there is no such thing as after these 6 months, I believe. I mean, depends on each country in the Nordics, but it's roughly the same. You cannot be fired next week. Like, the worst thing can happen is you have 3 months of paid leave.
Yeah. It's very hard. I think she has the point, like, certain things, bear in mind, they are targeting startups. So these guys have money, but they are still not on the stage to have someone full time as a designer there. I totally understand and see the target group for them. And in that case, having like this subscription model where you can just order things you need, they are delivered, you move on, you can cancel wherever you want. I think that's really, really, really good. Because for startup to hire someone, it's actually very expensive. Each salary in Finland is like, you pay a salary and then you pay to government 24% of that salary.
Yeah.
So that's like a lot of money for startups.
Yeah, I actually think people doing these design agencies, I think a lot of them work in the States as well. Just I mean, there's just a lot of startups there and a lot of
money,
a lot of VC funding. So you can get customers that do specifically for design. But in the Nordics, I think this is such a good deal because this type of subscription is reasonable. It's a lot easier to manage than to hire someone. And the fact that you can just cancel it and don't have to go through for this it's a pretty good deal, especially if you don't have the capacity to have a full-time employee or don't have some companies don't even have enough tasks. Like they want to do a new landing page, and then once that's done, they don't really need a designer anymore.
Exactly. I have friends that are working in, let's call them startups, but bunch of money as well. A close friend, marketing person, working in a startup, quite successful, super nice. She outsources everything. She leads marketing, and I'm like, but what do you do on your daily basis? We're just like paying bills. It's not only about design. It's like anything related, SEO. It goes like these, and it's all also subscription based. So, I mean, she was saying to me, like, when they were preparing for a product hunt launch, she was like, yeah, we hired an agency to do that for us. Like, we hire an agency for this, we hire an agency for that. And I'm like, nice, good for you. You go and eat your lunch. That's bad part of me being like, oh, I hate you.
So very cool. Alex is also highly successful. So her design service agency has been doing, I think, more than $100,000 a month. I don't know if she kept it at that stage, but around that, plus minus, right, up and down.
Yeah.
And I think it's going very well also because they're extremely flexible with this. You can always pause, you can always cancel, and they do that, no questions asked, which is maybe sometimes a bit scary if it happens to be around holidays and a lot of people pause or cancel and so on. Then you think, we need to start looking for new clients. Yeah. And then they also started to hire, which is, I guess, a natural progression of this, because you can only scale yourself so much. And if you hire people, then you have the responsibility of those people and so on. So you know how this is. It's harder to take these decisions and be so flexible when someone's relying on you, or maybe they have a family and this is their job. And now all of a sudden you say, well, there's no work. You feel some sort of pressure, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think that happened to me when we started hiring as well. It's like we need to be transparent as much as we can. Like, people need to know how much money you have, what's the runway, what's happening. You don't want someone to take a loan and then you realize, like, wait a minute, we have 6 more months or whatever. So
yeah, and you also need to have a good way to communicate this.
Yeah.
So you need to be transparent. You also need, when you hire that person, you need to communicate this clearly and align the expectations that, in 6 months things might not be too good.
Exactly.
Do you still want this job or not?
Are you sure? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, are you sure? Yeah, and that's like a very uncomfortable thing to have in an interview. And I would totally understand if you won't have it and just kind of bring that up later. So yeah. But speaking about Alex,
give me a second, because we are such a professional people here on this show. I need a second to put this plug.
Yeah, no problem. I'll segue to Alex, and this is the surprise product that I really wanted to try. So Alex from Baked, she's actually, I don't know, she's probably cloned herself, because while running a $100,000 design agency, she also made a product called Uncover Lab. And I've just waited to try it with you. You haven't waited for me. That's fine. I still appreciate you as a friend.
I had to. I've told you that I have a problem with design, and it seems like Alex is fixing right now one. So,
well, you will watch me experience this wonderful product. Starting from the landing page, it says, "Hello, creative person. I've just talked about this. Spot on. Like, that's good copy. I literally said I'm creative in this episode. Don't start from a blank Figma ever again.
Yes.
Website sections, app flows, wireframes, cool color palettes. Simply copy from the app and paste into your Figma." This is actually pretty cool. So like okay. I'll keep it. So we have a screenshot here of the app, and then there's a bunch of various sections that I can probably copy. A lot of templates. And then the copy says, "I used to spend 2-3 hours per day searching for inspiration, design components, user flows, and other elements. During my design work, I started to gather a lot of unused components, flows, app mapping, wireframes, and color palettes." Exactly what we discussed previously, that the same happens. If you do a creative task over and over again, you start gathering these things. And that's such a good opportunity for productizing your previous experience, whether if it's hardcore development, we know what that is. That's probably a boilerplate. If it's design, then this could be one of them. If it's marketing, you could do courses, guides on SEO, on Product Hunt, on email, cold email, whatever the channel that you've used is. So a lot of people think that their experience is not valuable enough to do this. I've seen this. Like they essentially think, who would pay for this? But you just have to realize that this has been years of your work kind of condensed into these assets. It's a huge value. It's a huge time saver.
I mean, look at Philip.
Yeah, exactly. Philip. He's writing to us on YouTube, talking about France for some reason, but he should talk about his SEO Kickstarter, which was such a brilliant example of huge success, info product. He's a developer, a pretty good developer as well, and his biggest success was sharing his knowledge around SEO. It's such a crazy concept. So don't sleep on the experience you have, and don't underestimate the value of that experience.
Oh my God, Dan. I need to explore that sound and listen to it every morning. This
All
is
right.
good.
I'm ready for this. So website components, preview app. Let's do this. So see components for your project. I am making a landing page for an info product. I'll just look for landing page info. Just landing page, I guess. It's too specific.
I think you need to search for components.
Oh, okay. Small
Yeah.
component. Okay.
Yeah.
Call to action. CTA.
Yes.
Okay, CTA. There
Yeah.
we go. Okay, so that's some feedback for Alex, like more related keywords, I guess. So I think all of them kind of said the same thing, depending on who you are. Actually, probably ChatGPT is very good at providing a
Yeah.
list of these, but CTA, landing page, call to action, they should all be the same. So I have some awesome. Wow, these are a lot of them, huh?
Oh, yeah. Look at that one with the faces.
So there's some with apps in it, and there's some that are more physical product based. So let's press copy to Figma and then copy it to clipboard.
Oh, I love this. I was so excited when I was trying it.
Let me just go in Figma, but I probably need to switch the sharing. Oh, this is why haven't we seen this? Is such an awesome idea.
I mean, I've been doing this with her like guide. They have this in the kit. Anything I need, landing page, some component, I would open Alex in the kit and just copy and paste things to my own Figma. But this is brilliant.
I just pasted it and I got it. And this is like a really cool concept. So you know how it is when you buy these, you get just the like a massive Figma file with 100 types of components and 100 types of various I don't know, things you can start and guides and so on, and I cannot find anything in it, right? And it becomes overwhelming really quick. This is super clever because I can find it here and then just move over to Figma when I'm ready, when I found
I mean,
the
just
stuff
the
that
idea
I
of
like.
copy paste is like brilliant.
Yeah, this is such an underutilized. I actually didn't know you could do this. This is a cool Figma feature, I guess, that you can copy paste. So what do we have? We have, okay, so these are more landing page components, also frequently asked questions. We have testimonials. Oh, did you see the frequently asked questions have light mode and dark mode?
Yes.
As well. And you know what they say about dark mode?
That you need a light one immediately?
No, that you've shipped too late.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then we have, oh, wait. That was just the search. And then we have, it's split into categories, web design and website sections. Oh my God, there's so many. This is awesome.
Philip is asking, how do you go from Figma to HTML?
After
you have copied it to Figma.
Yeah, I coded by hand, personally. I coded by hand. But some of these might be difficult to code by hand. They're really cool, like this one.
Yeah, but you can export it. Like you can export, if you are building in Framer or Webflow, you can export it directly from Figma.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about it a little bit.
I mean, when I was working on Framer, I would find or design in Figma, and then there is a simple plugin that you use to connect it with Framer, and then bam, it's there. Super simple.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so let me just show you this bento box. It's kind of annoying to do these, and it looks pretty cool. So I just copied it. And then if I just move over to Figma, you can see it here. And how would you export it to, do you need a plugin? How would you export it to Webflow?
So you need a plugin. It's, I don't know, Framer called or something.
Okay.
And then you just connect your Framer and here, and that's it. You
Yeah.
pretty much copy paste it as well.
Yeah.
You choose a component and you copy it and then you paste it in Framer.
Yeah. Philippe says maybe you ask ChatGPT or Claude to do it. I haven't tried that. I think Claude could do some of this, but obviously these images and the way they're placed, that's the trick, right? Because if I go in this image, you see that it's actually full. Yeah. It's cool. You need to hand code some of this stuff. And obviously, unless you sell the exact same keyboard, you need to do some work to get this image where it should be, right? You can see, but this is so cool. And actually, the fonts are also there, which is awesome. You see?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to
that.
ask you when you copy it. I wanted to ask you about fonts.
Yeah, they're pre-selected. But I don't know if they're all... Like, that's a question with fonts in Figma. Sometimes you need to install them locally.
You need to install them, yeah.
Okay, so like do you see the size of the scroll bar? Oh my God. Okay, this was $150 for all of this. This is insane.
Can you go
like
back
this should
to
be
the app?
$1,000. Yeah.
You know what's exciting? There is so much potential with this because at certain point she can just allow others to place their templates as well.
Yeah, like a marketplace type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you can filter by light and dark. Now I find it. Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Now
can we also check?
Mode.
I want to check color palettes. It's in, Look at this. What happens when you copy it? Copy to
Figma. Okay, wait.
This is so exciting.
Like there's a lot of, the manual work. This is my life now. I'm just going back and forth. Okay. So you get it in there, but okay, fair enough. I don't know what I would expect.
Selection of colors already. You have them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what more could happen.
Yeah.
Did you imagine something more would happen?
I don't know. Alex popping up.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I expected. Okay. But I want to see, wait a second. This is crazy. App components. Okay. Uber Eats.
Oh, no.
Oh, these are like flows. No. These are flows, Sandra. Get out of here. These are complete flows.
Two scenes, wireframes. Copy one.
Okay.
Copy to Figma. You can copy.
No, it's all of them. It's
all of them. Yeah.
I think. Okay, let me.
How much is she charging for this? What was the price she said?
159, I think.
She's crazy.
This is like 1,000 easily. Like, you know what? Oh my God, you get the whole flow.
No. Zoom in.
Dude, I got the whole flow. Just like that. Oh my God.
She is crazy. This is the whole design agency. Like,
she's like, you know what the problem is? She's undercutting herself now.
Exactly.
People are not going to hire her because she's selling this for 159.
And subscription is like 6,000 euros.
Yeah. This should be a lot more than that. At least 500. At least 500. Seriously. It's insane.
Can you quickly go back to the... Yeah. This is too exciting.
Okay, do you see on the left how much we have? Checkout, orders, favorites, wallet, dashboards. I want to build something. I'm looking at this. It's the full flow. Maps. What the hell? Oh my God, this is crazy.
Hello, crazy person. I just want her to change that. Like,
hello, any person?
Yeah.
No, 139. This is undervalued. This is not right. I mean, okay. Technically, I guess it's not launched, right? It's a pre-order.
We are testing this, by the way.
This is like not even the final version. I don't want to ask what the final version is, but 139. This is like.
I hope she's gonna change that.
Yeah.
Lifetime access, Dan. Oh my God, no. Alex, change this.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock. This is so cool. This is so cool.
It's too cheap and it's lifetime.
How does a person do this
Why it would be
while
lifetime?
running an agency? And why is it
I don't
lifetime?
know.
And also, you should probably pay for each.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like you buy an entire flow like that. That should cost separately. I don't.
It shouldn't be lifetime for sure.
No, maybe it's just the pre-order that's lifetime, huh?
I hope she will change that. We need to.
Alex is gonna make so much money with this. It's awesome.
I know, but she's our friend, and that means that we are making money as well.
That's not how it works. Okay, let's switch gears. I have something cool to share.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to know?
Yes, please.
So I wrote a blog post.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, I saw that.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I wrote a technical blog post like a couple weeks ago. I tweeted, and this is just a bit of a lesson in how to repurpose some of the content that you have and own it afterwards. So the thing with Twitter and X is it's very hard to be relevant with a piece of content for more than 24 to 48 hours, right? Once you get up there, you get a lot of engagement and then it's gone and then it never appears again. Pretty much how it works. But it's very good at identifying when something works well. So usually when something picks up and you get a lot of engagement and likes and so on, it means that this is valuable to people. And then especially like you look at the bookmarks.
It's crazy.
You have more than 100 bookmarks. And then, also on the actual link, you have, bookmark to like ratio seems to be very important. And when you do that, the way I did it is I wrote some short tweets and I live blogged how I implemented this and like with failures and successes and so on. Then I took the tweets and I expanded on them in the blog post. And then I added some charts and some, made it a little bit easier to follow. And then pretty much the same result that happened in the original live tweet happened with the blog post itself. Like if the content is interesting, it's also going to be interesting in the blog post as well. I crashed Sentry's blog again, and I wrote a little bit more into how maybe not you exactly, Sandra, but you as a developer, Sandra.
Thank you.
There is a developer, Sandra, but it's locked deep.
Exactly.
There.
Yeah. She's hiding.
Technical Sandra. Yeah.
Only technical when it comes to post talk.
But go check it out. I use this trace view, and honestly, I just use the trace view. Let me switch to the actual article. So this trace view, basically this image here, that's what I use to track the performance. And honestly, I went into it with quite low expectations, and I got
Have you tried it before?
I haven't tried it before. I think it's a new feature or beta feature or something like that. So I didn't really know how it works, and then I had to look a little bit into the Sentry documentation. I was just wrapping some stuff, and then I got these awesome visualizations of what's going on. And honestly, I thought I'm not gonna get that much out of it, but I got some pretty good ideas, and mainly to move things that can run in parallel, to move them in the beginning instead of waiting for things, and like a lot of stuff was waiting for other stuff pretty much, and you don't really think about that if you have a huge code base. You don't think about that while you're coding, and then this sort of visualization clearly shows, okay, this is not good. So anyway, I had a lot of fun doing this. I would consider this being my marketing week.
Yeah, you are off. You can take 2 days off.
I can do development now.
Yeah, you can do development. You go and have fun.
Yeah. Writing blog posts can be super fun though. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, like, since you implemented Sentry, how much did it change? Like, there's multiple different things when it comes to Sentry. Like usually we talk about like bugs and, you get the notification and it's super nice, but you're now going deeper and deeper into the product.
Oh, it's super deep. Yeah. It's the kind of product that has these advanced features when you need them. And I didn't know I needed this really. But once I thought, okay, this is a little bit slow. So the point was, I'm starting to think that all the magic of the user experience is fading away because there's a lot of waiting. And then when there's waiting, you lose something. You lose some of the wow factor, right? So when I decided to improve that, then the tool was there for me. But I didn't, as I said, I didn't need to know that it's there before I needed it. So that's cool. I think the best part for me is the peace of mind that I get, because previously I would, we were talking about testing earlier today. So I would test. I have very few automated tests, but I do have some. Usually for stuff that doesn't fit in my brain, I write automated tests. If I can understand it easily and it's pretty simple, then I kind of judge that the value of writing a test is not there, because every test that you have also needs to be maintained when you change something. So that takes a lot of time, and I'm into hyper optimizing the time if I can. So anyway, the testing kind of faded away since I started using Sentry, because I know I will get an email when something goes wrong. And it's good enough to prevent it. So there will be a user affected, of course, but sometimes it's still good enough to get the mail, to react to it. And then by the time the user opens a support request, if they do, you already say it's fixed, or we're looking into it. We've identified the problem and we're looking into it. So then I'm a lot more relaxed regarding things that could go wrong.
So guys in Lou are using Sentry as well. I'm an admin there. Every single email I get from Sentry, I'm like, did they see it? Do I need to send them this email? Like, what's happening at the moment? Then I go into dashboard, and then I need to Slack someone. Like, I've got an email from Sentry. Did you? What did you do wrong?
Yeah. So I think you need to keep an eye on it, but you don't need to react to everything. Sometimes the issues are not critical, and they're also, the bigger and the more complex the system, then the more of these issues you will have. And then sometimes you can just decide this is not a priority. Like, we know this is not working as it should. It's impacting a small amount of users, then we don't fix it, right? But if payments don't work and you get that mail, then you fix payments, right? And I think some people do this every now and then. They take a day and they kind of go through the smaller issues. You just go like on a bug fixing day and you try to close as many as you can, and then you, but Sentry, if you go in Sentry and you say this is not a high priority, it's pretty clever at not spamming you with that, but you need to go in and say, make this low priority. Like, this is not really important to us. So you need to kind of tell it what's important.
You can define. Yeah.
All right. You want to take one more?
Yes.
This is
share me the screen.
So this is a pretty good segue to what we had last week with WordWare. Remember, we tried the product. And we weren't really impressed by it, to say the least.
1 million people, 1 million people, 1 dot million dot people. Twitter WordWare.ai. I don't know what's the deal. I don't get it.
So Kiza here, fellow indie maker, making Copycopter AI, or sold.
It's acquired, yeah.
Copycopter AI. Actually, I think this must have been recent. We're going to follow up on that, because he was selling it just maybe the other week. Congratulations, Kizo. He made a small app where you can give it a profile. Have you tried this?
No.
Okay. You give it a profile, and then you get and then you get roasted. Okay.
If you are trying, we can't see your screen.
I wanted to show you how it works, but I don't know if I know how to use it, or do I need to pay now? It might be paid
You're
now.
checking mine. Oh no.
Yeah, it's behind the paywall now. So it
No.
used to be free, but we can't see it.
Want to see your roast.
Too bad. But anyway, so there's clearly some value in it that I have completely missed. If Kizo could make an app that reaches 1 million people, then probably others can too. Who are those people? I can't say. I think Kizo, he's fairly technical as well. I mean, he's a developer, so he could make these kind of things by himself.
I just want to know if this was a marketing stunt thing done by WordWare before their launch, because this all happened before the product hunt, and I feel like there must have been some kind of collaboration.
Yeah. Oh wait, he turned money on, and he's making $4,000 per hour. What?
But there was 1 hour.
There was just 1 hour. Okay. Fair enough. But this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. He continues to develop. Yeah, he's viral in Japan apparently. I don't think WordWare did something about it. So Kizo here, he basically found the opportunity, and now he's jumping on it. And obviously, if you have 1 million eyes on your app, it would be a shame not to try to monetize it and to make the best out of it. It might be a long-term thing. I'm not sure. It could be.
What did we miss with this WordWare? I need to know. Let's bring Kizo to the show, and then he can tell us actually. We can't figure it out ourselves.
No, we can't. But I think just the type of app went viral because it's very accessible. That anyone can go in, put a username, and get a result out of it. So it's also not
it's very B2B,
right? Yeah, but it's
roast your teammates.
Roast your company. Yeah, but it's not a long-term business, I think, right? It's kind of once you
fun,
you do it for fun and you're done with it.
Yeah.
And then, but there are a lot of people with internet in the world, so it can go on for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know what WordWare did to market this. They're very good at marketing.
They did a pretty good job before the product hunt launch and during, and even now, like a little bit jealous, I have to admit.
Yeah, they managed to capture the indie community, but also the VC community. They got everyone to talk about it. Yeah. So
they combined, and there was a party, and I'm all the time saying whoever is launching on Product Hunt, like, can we have a party? And no one is preparing any party. And
you didn't make a party for me. I just got paid.
Yes, but then you're launching like all the time. You don't count. we need something to prepare for, like next 3 months, something, Shipixen. Let's do a huge Shipixen launch party.
Yeah. Okay. I'll note this down, and next time I launch something, I expect a huge party from you.
I'll put that in my to-do list.
Sandra, as much as I really love your new microphone and freshly washed
do you
hair.
Want to stay here and do like karaoke or something together?
Yeah, I think we're
don't
gonna
have to do live, but just to continue.
Yeah, we're gonna cut the live stream and we just continue talking. Yeah, I think that's brilliant. But for now, I think it's time to write it off. Do you wanna do the honor and close
I
off the show?
I can try, but yes, this is a perfect time.
Just try. No, just ignore me. Just ignore me.
Thank you everyone for joining. You can listen to us on every single podcast. You can watch us now on YouTube with new mics. And we have a great newsletter. Make sure to subscribe there. But have a lovely weekend. Watch some movies, go for a walk, and see you next time. We have some exciting guests actually coming, so that's going to be fun. I did pretty good job.
Exciting guest. We have Thibaut.
Thibaut and CEO of Boss Hog is coming. So it's going to be very fun.
Like exciting beyond what I can. Okay, I'm excited. I don't know if you're not that excited. You're playing it cool. You're like, yeah, we just have the freaking one of the biggest makers ever. Yeah, just gonna come by to our show. Yeah, just play it cool.
He's stopping by on Wednesday, so that's gonna be exciting.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. We will catch you on the next show. Bye.
Bye.